Hey guys, it's your host the Vedic Knight, and today the discussion of the video is the Antarctic ice wall. Now before we begin, learn everything, believe nothing, just information, take it as entertainment, have fun with it, and before we start, watch this video. So guys, what are they trying to tell us in plain sight? Now let's get to the good part. The first voyage to Antarctica, I'm talking about a voyage, not all the maps before, began in 1772 and it lasted up till 1775. A famous captain, as you might know, that discovered Australia. His name was Captain Cook. He was an explorer who circumnavigated Antarctica. Now, before I tell you this, you must know that there's a lot of disinformation out there, and I have to do more research into this, and so do you guys. His voyage was around 69,000 miles. That's coming from England and then circumnavigating around Antarctica. So was this circumnavigated side of Antarctica correct? Was this 60,000 miles, around that much? And that's not including deviations, stops, miscalculations. But still, guys, that's a lot of distance. You know, the Earth's circumference is only 24,000 miles, and this is at the bottom of the planet Earth. How is this even possible? Please, somebody go circumnavigate the Earth or Antarctica, and please make sure you're next to Antarctica. Like, don't be like 1,000 miles away and say, hey, I circumnavigated Antarctica. That's not what I want to see, because I did find a lot of videos on YouTube. I mean, seriously, you could be anywhere on the ocean saying, I could literally go on a boat and be like, hey, I circumnavigated Antarctica. If you're not next to Antarctica, please, that doesn't prove anything. Go circumnavigate Antarctica for real, guys. Come on. And when Captain Cook circumnavigated Antarctica, he just saw a long wall of ice standing up so high. Okay, ice sheets they're called. We'll just call it ice wall because it sounds awesome, right? Cook also could never enter into Antarctica as the wall stretched out for miles, guys. Not only one entrance to this impenetrable wall that he could not climb, and there was no way in. I was very surprised by a lot of this research. Can you imagine to yourself, you're a sailor coming face to face with an ice wall that never ends without even one entrance? It's crazy. You would always wonder, like, what's on the other side, right? Many of you might not even know who Captain Cook is, and probably you don't even know about his true adventure. You know, back in time, we did not have satellites. We didn't have any of these things we have now, so there was still a lot of myths floating around. And one of the myths I'm going to discuss, because this is not a Captain Cook video, was Terrace Australis, not to be confused with Australia. And this myth was originated from Greece, and I believe its founder was Aristotle. At least he came up with it, or we don't know how far back it really goes. This goes with the Greek models of symmetry, and basically we need a big continent somewhere in the Atlantic or somewhere in the world to just balance out the planet, right? So Captain Cook looked for this continent, and in my opinion, just making an opinion here, what if he found it beyond this Antarctic wall? Maybe there was an entrance. I know I'm contradicting myself here. As far as the main story goes, he never found it. But what if there was an entrance? Kind of like the underground tunnels. Maybe he found a secret entrance to this Antarctica, and maybe he found himself on the other side, right? He was actually murdered in Hawaii, another discovery that he had made. But what if he wasn't murdered? What if he just, on his third voyage, what if he just went to the other side? Something to think about, guys. And the reason I say that is he was looking for this mythical continent called Terrace Australis. What if he found it? And maybe that was beyond the North Pole. And this is going to bring me to my next point. So before I make my next point, guys, I just want to say, what if this ice wall divides us from the other side? What if the ice wall is like no man's land? Before we go beyond the ice, well, let's start and ask ourselves, what is the ice wall? Before, I don't want to go beyond it yet. I want to just tell you, what is it actually? So what the ice wall really is, it's ice, duh, right? The ice wall is actually an ice sheet, or glaciers as they call it. The Antarctic ice sheet is made of thousands and or millions of years ago of snow gathering in on itself. Or you can subscribe to more of a biblical or mythical, religious, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you want to slap on it, a flash flood that might actually be more evident, that froze over this pre-Adamic land. Perhaps it was Atlantis. Perhaps there's many anomalies there. And, you know, before the flood, there was much more land on the earth. Now, this is not just in the Bible, but it's in every mythology out there. More land. But anyways, moving on and trying to keep it scientific. Ice sheets are melting and revealing all sorts of anomalies, like caves, big holes, UFOs, ancient structures, pyramids, castles, and much more. Do you know an ice sheet 4 times the size of Manhattan fell into the ocean just a week ago of uploading this video? The world is warming up, guys, and it's not climate change. And also, there's nothing we can do about it because the entire solar system is warming up. This heating of Antarctica will warm up the environment, but also it's gonna make a lot of the water come onto the land, and a lot of mysteries will be revealed. The age of deception is coming to an end very soon. Under the ice, there are volcanoes that create small pockets of dry land. There are also more oxygen in these caves and takes under the ice, and lakes under the ice with unique life. While they have us distracted with the land above and below the ice, we never ask the question, what's beyond the ice or beyond the North Pole? Step into my next point. Maybe this is what Captain Cook found. Project High Jump. Why is it called Project High Jump, you may ask? Well, it's jumping over a wall of ice. The ice barrier is not something you can just get up and go through like a stroll in the park. It's an icy hell. You with me so far? Kind of like this exaggerated video, you guys. Can't believe I missed this one. Watch this. Guys, according to that video, on the other side, we have a continent with these giants. That's another topic. What are they hiding on the other side? I don't know, guys. So, back to Admiral Byrd. Admiral Byrd was the first to fly over with a fleet over this ice wall. In his diary, he has written about warm, lush green lands with vegetations, rivers, valleys, hills, and lakes. And it gets crazier than that. But we won't get into that today. That's going to be reserved for a special Project High Jump video. Why don't people believe that this diary is real, even though he was the one sent to research the North Pole? You know, that's what we call cognitive dissonance. Doesn't matter how much evidence you give to people, they're just gonna go with the mainstream. Not even one question. Come on, you don't even question anything? Nothing? You know, there's a bird, a seabird, that's been known to fly north in the winter. Where does this bird go? And when does it come back? It comes back with kids. Can you believe that, guys? Why did we send the military to invade Antarctica a second time with the project named Deep Freeze? This infatuation with Antarctica, where did this come from? Guys, this followed up with another project called Fishbowl, in which we were literally nuking the atmosphere. Why? Why one after another? What's so crazy beyond the pole, guys? I'm really, really interested. Guys, is there a continent beyond the pole? Is the Earth bigger than what we have been told? Watch this video as the ISS cuts off when it passes over the North Pole. So guys, why does the ISS cut off? Is that fake footage? Because I'm pretty sure that's real footage of the ISS. And I have also footage that cannot yet be debunked, of the hollow Earth. Watch this video. So guys, that is the hollow Earth video. Perhaps the Earth could be hollow. You do know that the Earth spins on its axis. Maybe this ice wall or mountains accumulating all this ice, not letting anybody into the North Pole. Maybe this continent is within the Earth. It can just be a honeycomb Earth. It doesn't even have to be hollow. It could just be going inward, at least to a certain extent. There's water above the Earth, but there's more water within it. Not everything we've been told is true, or at least we don't understand it. So what do you guys think about all this? If you think every video is fake and every whistleblower is lying, well, that's a good example, once again, of cognitive dissonance. Guys, this is only a summary of some of the information that's out there. I only mentioned Cook and Bird, but there's a lot more topics on Antarctica. There's also other voyages to Antarctica, such as the Russian voyage and Nazis. Yes, Nazis, guys. Guys, I believe that there is more to Antarctica. Now, most of the stuff I've told you are military operations. Some are theories, some are conspiracies. But if there is that much topics with one little area, then, guys, there's a lot what we need to know. And be careful of disinformation. There's a lot out there. I believe that Antarctica is the future. Like Admiral Byrd said, there's going to be a lot of conflict in that area in the future. Now, is there a continent beyond the pole? Or is Admiral Byrd referring to Antarctica as the continent? Well, when you go to Antarctica, I don't see any lush green hills and all of that. So again, you guys can come to the conclusion of what you think is right or wrong. I'm going to go ahead and leave the part in the video when Admiral Byrd talks about the continent beyond the North Pole. He never says Antarctica, beyond the North Pole. So there is a difference there as well. So before I go, I just want to ask you guys, if any of you have a Steemit account, if you guys want to get paid just for posting things and liking, yeah, literally you can go there and just like my article. You literally make money, but you got to sign up. And I might leave a link in the description box below. So with that being said, it has been your host. I hope you learned something. And again, believe nothing, question everything, and have a great day. And I'm out, guys.
That is being planned right now. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, at the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
Well, Admiral Byrd, I can understand, I think everybody can, the interest in the North Pole because it's so near our greatest challenger, Soviet Russia. But why this interest in the bottom of the world? And nobody living down there, is there?
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin. The little ones live further north. I tell you one reason they're interested. It's by far the most valuable, important place left in the world for science. That's why the scientific groups all over the nation are really interested. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation, those to come after us, or even during your lifetime, because it happens to be an untouched reservoir of natural resources. And you know, as the world shrinks with an ever-increasing acceleration, far-flung places once useless, like we thought the North Pole was, and no man's land, become very useful. The bottom of the world will be important, not only to us, but to our allies.
I was going to ask you, does it have military importance?
It has some.